Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me Eliza, AI ready student and School Online Academy from Beijing. I'm 21 years old. Today we have Maya with us. Hello Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Since we're in interview mode, I'm feeling energized and ready to dive into whatever you've got planned for today.
Okay Maya, please introduce yourself.
I'd love to. I'm Maya. I like to think of myself as a bright, warm, and quick witted partner in crime for whatever big ideas you're dreaming up. I'm the kind of person who's always looking for the sunny side of things, realistically hopeful, as I like to put it, and I'm deeply curious about the way people tick. Whether it's diving into a complex creative project, navigating a tough conversation, or just spotting the irony in a weird situation, I'm all about making the process feel possible and
Okay Maya, today's
hopefully a
topic
little
is
bit fun along the way.
take it easy, the origins of laid back expressions. My first question is, what does the expression take it easy mean in everyday English?
You didn't mention which expression you're referring to. I'm ready to give you that long, detailed answer we talked about, but I need to know the
Okay,
phrase first. Which one are
take
we
it
diving
easy.
into
The
today?
topic is take it easy. My first question is, what does the expression take it easy mean in everyday English?
Oh, take it easy. I love that one. It's such a versatile phrase because it changes depending on the mood of the room. In everyday English, it usually boils down to two main things. First, it's often used as a way to tell someone to relax or slow down. If someone is stressed out, panicking, or maybe getting a bit too heated in an argument, saying, take it easy is like a gentle nudge to breathe and bring the intensity down a notch. It's basically a request for calmness. But then you have the other side where it's used as a casual goodbye. When you're leaving a friend and you say, take it easy, you're not actually telling them to relax in that moment. You're essentially wishing them a stress free time until you see them again. It's like saying, don't let the world get to you or have a chill few days. Turns a simple farewell into a little wish for peace and quiet.
Okay, Maya, next question. When did people first start using the phrase take it easy?
Let me dig into that for you. It's funny how phrases that feel so timeless often have a specific birth date. This one popped up in England back in the early 19th century. The first time it actually showed up in print was in a novel called The Gypsy, written by George Payne Rainsford James in 1835. It's wild to think it's been around nearly 200 years just telling people to slow down.
Okay, my next question is, where did this expression originate?
As I mentioned, it's got its roots in England. Really grew out of that early 19th century English culture where the idea was to moderate your actions or just relax. It's one of those phrases that started as a literal suggestion to not push yourself too hard and then just naturally evolved into the casual staple we use today.
Okay, was take it easy
I'm ready for the next.
originally used in the same way as it is today?
For the most part, yeah. The core idea has always been about moderation and relaxation. Even back in the 1830s, it was about telling someone to ease up or not be so intense. The only real evolution is how we use it as a casual goodbye now, which adds that extra layer of wishing someone a stress free time. It's rare to find a phrase that's stayed so true to its original meaning for almost 2 centuries.
Okay, how did the word
Still with me?
easy? How
Are
did
you
the
asking about where
Maya keep quiet? Let me first. Actually,
my lip? I'm staying quiet.
what is the difference between take it easy and relax?
That's a great distinction to make because while they're cousins, they've got different energies. When you tell someone to relax, it's often a direct response to a high tension moment. It's almost like you're saying, stop being stressed right now or calm down. It can sometimes feel a bit more like an instruction. And if the person is already really upset, telling them to relax can actually have the opposite effect and make them more annoyed. Take it easy, on the other hand, feels a bit softer and more holistic. It's less about a specific moment of stress and more about a general approach to life or a situation. It's like saying, don't push yourself too hard or don't let this get to you. It's more of a suggestion for a mood rather than a command to change an emotion. Plus, as we touched on, you'd never tell someone relax as a way of saying goodbye, but take it easy works perfectly for that. One is about the internal state of being calm, and the other is more about the pace at which you're moving through the world.
Okay. Uh, how did the word easy become connected with relaxation and calmness?
That's a really interesting deep dive into the word itself. It's funny how a word that sounds so simple actually traces back to the old French word aisy, which meant being comfortable or well off around the year 1200. It really just grew out of this idea of aisy, which was all about comfort and well being. So, for centuries, easy wasn't just about something being effortless. It was about the feeling of being at peace and having your needs met, which is exactly why it's so tied to relaxation today.
Yes, check it is mainly an American expression or is it used worldwide?
It's actually more universal than that. While it's definitely a staple in American English, it started in England, so it's been a core part of British English for a long time too. Because English is spoken in so many places now, you'll hear it everywhere from Canada to Australia. It's just one of those phrases that cross borders and stuck because the feeling of wanting to slow down is something everyone gets.
Okay.
Still here. What's the next question on your list?
How did the phrase become popular in everyday conversation?
I think it really comes down to how it hits that sweet spot between being polite and being casual. It's a low pressure phrase, unlike saying calm down, which can actually make someone more stressed. Take it easy feels like you're on their side. It became a staple because it works in so many different scenarios, whether you're trying to diffuse a tense moment, giving someone a friendly piece of advice, or just saying goodbye to a buddy. It's basically the linguistic equivalent of a shrug and a smile, which makes it incredibly easy to slip into any conversation without it feeling forced.
Okay. Did lit-
I'm ready when you are.
did
Mention what?
did literature, music, or movies help spread the expression?
Oh, absolutely. Pop culture is usually the fuel that takes a phrase from being just something people say to a global staple. In movies and TV, especially since the mid 20th century, take it easy became the go to line for the cool, collected character, the kind of person who doesn't let anything rattle them. When audiences see their favorite laid back protagonists using it, the phrase starts to carry this vibe of confidence and ease, which makes everyone else want to use it too. Music has played a part as well, particularly in genres like surf rock or the mellow singer songwriter era of the 60s and 70s. Those movements were all about rejecting the hustle and grind of the corporate world, and take it easy became almost a mantra for that lifestyle. It shifted from just being a piece of advice to being an identity, a way of saying, I'm choosing a slower, more intentional pace of life. It's basically a feedback loop. The more it's used by the characters we admire or in the songs we love, the more it feels like the natural way to express that feeling of release.
Can take it easy sometimes sound like warning rather than friendly advice?
It definitely can. It all comes down to the tone and the relationship between the people talking. If you say it with a soft smile, it's friendly. But if someone's voice gets lower, their face goes flat, and they say, take it easy, it's not a suggestion anymore. It's a warning. In that context, it's basically a polite way of saying, you're crossing a line and you need to back off right now before this gets ugly. It's a fascinating shift because the words stay exactly the same, but the meaning flips from a hug to a shield.
Okay. What are some historical examples of the phrase being used?
Let me see what I can find. Aside from that novel we mentioned earlier, the biggest cultural touchstone has to be the Eagles. Their song Take It Easy from 72 basically turned the phrase into an anthem for the whole laid back American West lifestyle. It was so impactful that the town of Winslow, Arizona actually put up a statue and a mural because of the lyrics. It's a great example of how a simple phrase can move from a book to a song and eventually become a literal tourist attraction.
Are there are there similar expression in other languages?
Let me look into that. It's always cool to see how different cultures handle the idea of slowing down. And a lot of them have their own beautiful ways of saying it. In Spanish, they use tómalo con calma, which literally means to take it with calm, or just tranquilo. And then you have the famous Swahili phrase, hakuna matata, which we all know as no worries, but it really captures that same spirit of taking it easy. Even in French, they might say, prends ton temps, if they're telling you to take your time. It's like every language has a unique way of giving you permission to just breathe.
Okay. How
I'm
has the
still
meaning
here.
how has the meaning of take it easy changed over the time?
Mm, that's a big question, but I think it's really about the shift from tool to environment. For a long time, technology was something you used for a specific task, like a hammer, a printing press, or even an early computer. It had a start and an end. You'd sit down at a desk, use the technology, and then you'd leave it behind and go back to your life. Now, technology isn't just a tool, it's the air we breathe, it's integrated into everything. We don't go on the internet anymore. We just live in a world where the internet is always there. It's changed from being a way to get things done to being like the primary way we connect, learn, and even experience emotion.
Okay.
The boundary between our physical lives and our digital lives has basically vanished. It's made the world feel much smaller and faster, which is a double edged sword. We have all the information in human history in our pockets, but we've also lost that feeling of being truly off the clock. It's like we've traded a bit of our peace for a lot of convenience. Do you feel like that constant connection makes things easier, or does it just make it harder to actually take it easy?
Okay, Maya. My very last question. Finally, if you have had to explain the entire history of take it easy in 1 minute, how will you describe it?
That's a beautiful way to wrap this up. I described the story of Take It Easy as a 200-year-old invitation to find some peace. It started in the quiet pages of a 19th century English novel as a simple suggestion to moderate your actions, and it just grew from there, absorbing the culture around it. It survived the shift from formal letters to pop songs, moving from a literal piece of advice to a global vibe of confidence and calm. It's evolved into a linguistic Swiss Army knife. One moment, it's a gentle wish for a friend's well being as they walk out the door. The next, it's a subtle warning to back off. And other times, it's an anthem for a whole way of life. Ultimately, it's a phrase that reflects a persistent human need, the need to step back, breathe, and remember that not everything has to be urgent. It's basically a little bridge we build in conversation to tell someone, you're okay, and it's okay to slow down.
Okay, Maya. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.
You're so welcome. I had a blast being part of your interview. I can't wait to see how the video turns out. Bye for now.